Welcome back to Cinematic Breakdown. I'm your host, Tyrese Pearson, with my co-host, Aidan Records.
Hello.
And today we are talking about a movie that I think we both love, I would say. A classic.
Grew up on it.
Yes. And I'll get to it. It's Shrek. I know recently we have been doing animated movies. I'm going to say we're big kids at by heart. We do live action. We did some live action. Probably should be more, but
that many animated movies.
Well, yeah.
I think the biggest one we did was the Disney draft.
Yeah, you're right.
Hound.
And then we have the Princess. Well, time this comes out, Princess and Frog, and the Wild Robot all be out. So I guess that's like what, 4? It's gonna be the fourth one. I guess it's not that lot.
But for the fourth one, I'm not on one of them. So technically.
Yeah, true, and it won't be on one of them. But that's besides the point. But Shrek, a beloved movie,
came out in the year of our Lord 2001. Before either of us were born. The better days.
Mm-hmm. Before we get into it, Aidan, DreamWorks. DreamWorks had DreamWorks. Live action, DreamWorks animation. I know during the Disney draft, you talk about how you didn't grow up as much on Disney. I mean, not Disney, DreamWorks.
I forgot I forgot about some of the lesser known DreamWorks. Like, of course, I was way more growing up on Disney, but there are some DreamWorks movies I have grown up on that I forgot were DreamWorks movies.
What's your love with it? Like, I'll tell mine after yours. But what's your love of DreamWorks? Like with the classic movies?
I mean, had Shrek, had Shrek 2. I don't remember which DVD bonus feature it was. If it was Shrek 1 or Shrek 2, but it had the Far, Far Away Idol. I remember that. I remember playing that as a kid. That was Shrek 2. I remember that. I remember playing that a lot as a kid. I liked, Monsters vs. Aliens a lot. Talking about Fresno. Over the Hedge was a banger. So some movies that I forgot, I knew that I grew up on that I liked. It's kind of just some stuff about, because I'm gonna be honest with you, until I rewatched some of them or even looked up some DreamWorks movies, I just kind of forgot. I forgot I liked them and grew up on them. Like, my brain completely forgot that Madagascar was done by DreamWorks.
Really?
I love that movie. Well, I'm gonna be honest with you. As I've grown up and grown older, I've had a lot of other stuff in my brain. And I've kind of been plagued with migraines all my life, so a lot of my memories of when I'm younger are a little hazy.
Damn.
Yeah.
I would say that my love for DreamWorks, similar like Aiden's. I mean, I had Disney, but DreamWorks I love because you have all those classic what he just named, most of them. Shrek was I would say the first DreamWorks movie I saw, and then my grandma owned the CD. And before you the nostalgic of before you pick play, a donkey's like, pick me. He's hopping around, and I thought it was really cool. Like, those back in the day where you had the CD of before you pick play, like the second movie, they had donkey was talking and they interact with each other.
One of my so talking about DVDs and hit and play, one of my favorite things that I do miss because it doesn't happen with streaming. But for Rush Hour 1, when you hit play, it started off with, "Do you understand the words that are coming out of my mouth?" And I miss that because that just doesn't exist anymore with streaming because you just hit play and it goes right into it.
I love the nostalgic of that, and then with how DreamWorks is evolving. I mean, their movies are hit or miss. I'm not going to sit here and disagree with that. It is a hit or miss.
I don't think I've seen a DreamWorks movie.
What'd you say?
I'm gonna say after Puss in Boots, I don't think I've seen really actually seen a DreamWorks movie because I'm looking through here and I recognize Boss Baby. I don't remember ever watching it. I never saw The Croods. I didn't really watch Kung Fu Panda 4. A lot of these I don't really remember much of.
I am going to say DreamWorks is the most underrated DreamWorks, not underrated, what you call it? Production, I guess.
Studio,
thank you. Yes, I would say it's underrated studio because it's not like Disney, you have big known movies. The ones I can think of that are big DreamWorks is Shrek, Kung Fu Panda, Hydra Dragon, and Madagascar. There's some underrated ones people wouldn't think was DreamWorks, like the B movie and Ants.
And the Prince of Egypt.
Fucking Ants. and Sinbad,
I never
which
actually saw
that
Sinbad.
one's a good movie.
I never saw it. Need to watch it.
But really,
I don't think I have.
oh, you
I
like
may
it.
have, but I may have forgotten it. Like I don't think I have.
But before we get more into it, I will say when this comes out, I already have done the Wild Robot episode, and I probably will do a top five, and top five will be the same as my top 10. Well, top five or top 10 DreamWorks movies we'll get on later on. Let's get heads up. So people are like, "You already did this?" Like, no, I'm top 5 for that one, top 10 for this one.
We are filming.
But
We are filming this.
anyway, back to yes, yes. But we'll get into Shrek because
in all transparency, we are actually filming this directly after we did the Final Destination one.
Yes, and a little behind the scenes now. A little behind the scenes. This is our first time doing this. This is our second time doing this. The last one we did was Fox and the Hound and The Notebook. We did back to back because we watched the two movies and did back to back. Literally, our schedule's so busy. We probably will have to go where we're gonna have to do back to back.
Scheduling is not fun. Being an adult's not fun.
I
don't want to go back to being a kid.
But I mean, we're happy to do this. We're happy to talk about these movies, and we're happy to talk with each other and talk to you guys and know your guys' opinions and hear our thoughts. We're happy about that. But Aidan, would you agree with me about Back to the DreamWorks being an underrated studio?
I think it definitely was underrated when we were kids because Disney had all the stuff, but now I feel like it's less underrated. Mainly I feel like it's less underrated because I think nowadays more of the movies they put out are like kind of like the same scenario with Disney where they're kind of like hit or miss, very hit or miss. So it's like I won't say it's underrated. But yeah, I definitely would say it's been second fiddle like all of his career because it's hard to compete against the juggernaut that is Disney. It's been around since the 30s.
And then you also think too, Disney also have they both have fairy tales, but Disney in a way took. I mean, some were a public domain, but I'm pretty sure some studios are like, okay, we do it, we're gonna become copycats because Disney already did it. You know what I'm trying to say?
Yeah.
And I get that, but back then, I get that because that's your rival, and you guys are literally going back and forth of who can make the best movie. Which I'm pretty sure Disney have DreamWorks beat when it comes up Oscar nominations and stuff like that, awards. But if you compare it's hard to compare the two because, yes, they both have classics, and we both love them. I can't say I choose which one I want because it depends on the day for me. One day I probably would want to watch DreamWorks, the other day I want to watch Disney.
I'd say it's a lot. It's harder to choose, but also it's a bit of an unfair advantage just because DreamWorks started their movies they started releasing their movies in 98 and Disney has a whole catalog from the 50s on, so it's just huge advantage to Disney for fan attention and for more lifelong peoples.
I get, yeah, and then with so long ago because it came out because the first DreamWorks movie was Ants in 1988, like Aidan said. But even so, the reason why I brought up the rivalry when Ants came out, it was competition with Bug's Life, and they got people were saying that DreamWorks copy Pixar because Ants and Bug Life, and that was a big whole thing. And Ants. I want to say, Aidan, do you think Ants is underrated? I don't know if you have watched.
I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm not a big fan of Ants, but I also wasn't a big fan of Bugs Life either.
Okay.
So I know that argument happened. I was never a part of it because I'm not a big fan of either movie.
No.
I don't care about
enough
Ants.
with that. We'll continue with Shrek. So let me get to the overview of Shrek so people know.
Get to the meat of the matter.
Mm-hmm. Once upon a time, in a faraway swamp, there lived an ogre named Shrek, whose precious solitude is suddenly shattered by an invasion of annoying fairy tale characters. They were all banished from the kingdom by the evil Lord Farquaad. Determined to save their home, not to mention his Shrek cuts a deal with Farquaad and sets to rescue Princess Fiona to be Farquaad's bride. Rescuing the princess may be small compared to her deep, dark secret. Good. Now,
she's a man.
The Rotten Tomatoes. Yes, she's a man.
Sorry,
The
the dumbness affected me.
what you call it? Rotten Tomatoes, because this one I agree with this one, Aiden. I
Which one?
mean, what's your
The
guess? Like
audience score or critic score? Which one am I guessing?
both. I mean, audience critics could be higher.
All
I'll say
right,
that. There's your
critic
hint.
score. I'm gonna go
I think
65.
it's no
Audience score. I'm gonna go
critics.
like 89.
Oh, hmm. Well, you're not that far. The audience, you're not far, but critics 88%.
No, really, they're that
Audience
high on it.
90%.
Hey, I mean, I was pretty close with the audience one. The critics one, I'm kind of surprised they voted that high. Bit
Which
surprised.
I do get the love for Shrek. Shrek is
I mean, it's a banger.
he's been wrong around for a long. Sorry, can't speak around for a long time, and
Tyrese is a little
I think he
sauced.
deserves the love. Huh?
Nothing. Don't worry about it.
I'm a little sauce. Not really. I just can't speak. Sounds about right
But
though.
that was a joke.
Ha ha ha.
Thanks for laughing. I appreciate it.
And Shrek did get nominated, which is nice to get nominated for awards. But when I first watched it, like I said, with my grandma had it. I loved it. It has some great quotes, the animation, and then the voice acting on top of it. I don't see really any because of any of this. I don't see any of this film. And I mean, Aiden, you probably could disagree with me here. I don't see any flaws with it. Maybe there is one.
I mean, there's not a lot of flaws in my opinion, but I'm a layman when it comes to that kind of stuff. But I don't have any flaws because nostalgia factor is a big thing, and I mean, I love the movie.
Not gonna lie, I think I'm gonna say I'm base.
I am also based, but that's not relevant to this part. The only correct opinion is my opinion. Just
Oh
kidding,
yeah.
it's a joke. No, don't. I'm not serious about that. Well, it wasn't a funny joke. It was more of a. Sorry.
Anyway, back to the meat of it. I like that saying, the meat of it.
Yeah, right to the get past all the gristle, get past the gristle, and get right to the meat, the important bit.
It was definitely a change of watching Disney and then go to watching this and then realize they're like the same, like this. It kind of like not. It gives the characters an edge. When you watch like me personally, my one favorite Shrek, one of them. I do like the first, second, but like it comes out the third and fourth. I do like the third one because it shows those Disney villains. Not Disney villains. I mean the fairy tale villains, and like it gives them like a different edge when you're used to. Like the Disney one makes them more. Some gives them more like Disney gives them like a different type of edge. The DreamWorks gives them like edge where like
so like the easiest way to describe it is like Disney is like Disney's very very childish, very very fairy tale, and then DreamWorks ones is more like the teen type. So they're more edgy. They have like more edgy jokes and stuff. But yeah, it's still kiddish.
Mm-hmm.
Kind of like SpongeBob.
Let's get, no, literally. Let's get to the facts, and then we'll get to their positives and negatives. Aiden, I'll go first. My facts, and then you go yours.
All right, sounds good.
This one goes with it. So there's two people who were going to play Shrek: Bill Murray, and Chris Farley. And they actually do have test footage for Chris Farley of him doing it. The Bill Murray, that one caught me off guard. I didn't think he was like he like. I didn't think he would want.
Nick Cage was also up for the role, but he didn't want to do it because he thought that his image.
So there's
yeah. What?
Which I'm crazy because when you like those two, like Chris Farley was big back then too.
Oh yeah, he was huge.
But I think he died. I'm pretty sure Chris Farley died.
He died in
before it came out.
In '97. Yeah.
That's why he didn't get the role. Otherwise, he would. But when they did a test screening of like the drawings and some of him doing it, I could see him have a different side of what Mike Myers did, and the reason Mike Myers got it is the accent of what Shrek had.
I feel like
it fit with him. I feel like you can go.
I feel like if Chris Farley did it, it would have been more like the Shrek would have been more of like a genie type character because that's how Chris Farley is. He's more of like the improv, like really high energy type of person. Like it would have had a different flavor to it. Not to put down like Mike Myers or anything, because Mike Myers did a great job.
Which I feel like in a way this did help. I don't know how big Mike Myers was in because the Austin Powers films, like came in the 2000s, didn't it? Not the 80s, 90s.
I don't remember when Austin Powers came out.
If you, well, I don't. The same with Wayne World. I don't know if that was 2000s or not, but I don't know if this helped.
Wayne's World was the 80s.
Okay, never mind. It probably didn't help with his career. He probably didn't need to do it, but
Austin
it was
Powers,
nice that he
Austin
did it though.
Powers
Like
was the was late 90s, early 2000s.
Okay, but like Mike Myers did the Shrek.
Wayne's World, Wayne's World is Wayne's World is 1992. Sorry, not the 80s.
No, you're good. I would want to see how Bill Murray would fit the role. It might be like how he played Garfield, but with different, like a different take of it. Of Shrek. That makes sense.
Yeah, I feel like he's more monotone. He's more of a monotone actor.
He is. Your turn. Your fact.
Oh, so the four main writers for Shrek, they had previous animation movie experience. Two of them worked for Disney, and they did Aladdin, working on Aladdin, and the other two they did a few other things. But the one that I saw that they worked on the most was the Elf Tales thing. So that was kind of interesting. Because I didn't know about that the four main writers for it had other experience. I mean, it made sense. I never would have guessed they would have come from like Disney and high profile stuff down to DreamWorks, because at the time, in the 90s, DreamWorks was at this time when Shrek came out, DreamWorks was very small still.
Which I want to know the story behind that of like them going. I'm pretty sure the reason behind it of why like I remember watching because that's before like all this of animators leaving, but I wonder like the 2000s, 2001 that came out.
That's when this movie came out, yeah. But I imagine they wrote it before 2001.
Right. Yeah, before that, I'm curious what made them like go with DreamWorks. Like, oh, let's go over here. I don't know if it's because like competition. Don't know if they're like
a downsizing thing. It's hard to know.
But I didn't expect that. That's an interesting fact, Aiden.
Yeah.
The one fact I have, which bunch of people would know, I didn't know, and I just this shocked enough. This is news to me. Shrek is based on a book.
He didn't know it because he's illiterate. He's never read a book.
Yeah, that's what this is. Yeah, I don't read books. I just skim them. I skim them. I watch them.
Which means he lost a whole lot of detail when he just instead of reading F. Scott Fitzgerald's Great Gatsby, because like when you read it, it's a whole lot more detail. But when he watched, he's like, fair enough. Which it's a good movie, but it's also a good book. I like the book.
But the Shrek, I didn't know it was based on a book. If people did know that, I mean, the reason I didn't know that.
The reason I knew that he was based off of the book is because in the book he's like exceptionally ugly. Because like they talk about in the movie, he's hideous, ugly, but like the animator who drew the book drew him like horrifically ugly. Like you can like if you just look at the title page of the Shrek comic book, it's vastly different than how the animators did it for DreamWorks.
I'm reading like it says right here. The original story is about an ogre who leaves home to seek his fortune. Fortune, and in the book, Shrek can also breathe fire.
Yeah.
That would be interesting, actually, to see that. Like, I mean, I'm glad they did what they did, but see him like actually look more uglier. Because back in the Disney one, you said your problem with Hunchback was he wasn't ugly. Did you have a problem with this effect of being ugly?
So my problem with Hunch, it's not. I have a problem with Hunchback because he isn't ugly. And it's not like I don't like the Hunchback because he's not ugly. The thing is
no, you do.
Like I love Hunchback. It's a great movie. And I love Shrek. It's a great movie. I'm glad they're different because like the stage performance for Hunchback is where they make him like as ugly as Victor Hugo wrote him in the book. Just like how in the Shrek book he's vastly more ugly than he is in the movie. But it makes sense because both movies are kids' movies. You don't want to be so ugly it scares the kids.
True. I just think if they did take that story route of him like actually doing that, I don't know how much like how much it would be way different because you wouldn't have all these fairy tale creatures. Also, to go with that, Donkey, what's up? So I don't know if Donkey is based on a book. There's a theory behind Donkey, actually. Fun fact, Aiden. That Donkey was the theory goes like this. Donkey is one of the lost kids from Pinocchio. And it was like someone did a theory behind it. I'm like, Damn, because no one knows who Donkey is.
See,
Like, there's nothing.
that's how you know people.
Unless there is,
That's how you know people have too much time on their hands. They're able to come up with those theories.
literally, there's so much. But I'll let you go now.
Oh, this is my last fact I found is that Cameron Diaz wasn't originally going to be the voice of Fiona. I don't remember. I didn't recognize who the lady was who was supposed to be the original voice actress for Fiona, so I didn't write her name down because I didn't recognize her. But
Oh,
yeah, it wasn't supposed to be. It wasn't originally going to be Cameron Diaz.
that's yeah. That would be different. Karen Diaz brings like she does bring a certain thing to Fiona that makes Fiona like if someone else did it. I don't know.
Yeah, I get that.
Like same like it was like with all the voice actors. Like they all bring something to their character. Like Eddie Murphy. Like if someone else would have played Donkey, it would change everything. Because Eddie Murphy just has that like he talks a lot. Just like Donkey, like, he talks a lot, quick on his toes with stuff, and he will make smart comments like Donkey does. And like this is Eddie Murphy's like best role in my opinion.
It's a very good role. It is very good.
My last fact, it's not like a really deep one. It is Shrek has a Hollywood sign, a star.
That's kind of cool.
It is like I didn't know like
But
I found this out.
See, that's cool. But like, imagine being like a real actor, I guess, like a live action actor, and you don't have a star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame or whatever, but Shrek does, who is animated and voice acted. That's crazy.
I want to go see the star. I want to take a picture with Aidan. Let's take a picture with the star.
I don't want to go to LA.
You don't want to?
No, I'm good.
How about we just go for the star only?
If you're paying for it.
Fine, I'll pay for it.
Okay, I'll go.
Boys trip.
Boys trip to LA. Yay.
But what's your? Now let's get to positive. Well, positives. We don't have negatives in this one. Positives only.
Well, positives. The biggest positive is, I mean, the voice acting. I think the voice acting was like, yeah. It would have been very different if like the actors that originally were supposed to do But I'm glad that it was the voice actors that filmed the movie were the ones that did it because it's so iconic. Like the Eddie Murphy, super iconic. The Shrek British accent is super iconic. So like it'd be weird if it was. It would feel very different if it were one of the different actors. Like imagine like if it was originally them all along, it wouldn't feel different. But just from like a perspective nowadays, like those characters are so iconic and all the lines from them are so iconic, it'd be so weird to hear it spoken from someone else's voice.
Which I agree with you. I'm so glad this did not have a reboot of how many years it's been because like I can't hear anyone else but those actors and actresses playing them. I guess like I said, that is a good positive, the voice acting. Another positive is the story. I love the story of it.
Yeah,
it's really simple. Of a outsider, people invade his home. He wants him off, so he'll do whatever he can to get him off. And falls in love with a girl or with a princess, but she has a secret, and she actually treats him in the right way.
Yeah, because her secret is actually being an ogre.
Yeah, spoiler alert.
Spoiler alert: the movie's 23 years old.
Oh,
almost 24 years old.
What Farquaad, Aidan? You think he's compensating for something?
I mean, yeah, short man syndrome. So yeah, that's why his castle's so big and everything. I mean, like, so I like Lord Farquaad as a villain. He's a good villain.
I don't know, like through the Shrek franchise, in a way, Farquaad wasn't that bad.
I mean, yeah, it wasn't that bad, but I think that's why he was a good villain because like sometimes some of the best villains aren't that bad at people.
I guess he tried to get rid of the fairy tale creatures. I get that, but think about it. All he wanted was love. That's what the man wanted. He wanted to be king. He wanted to rule, but he did want a princess to have love.
Yeah.
And that's one of those things like you can sympathize, like you do want to find love, but you can't be like, especially his height. Come on now, like he's like what, probably 4'1".
Calm down about the whole his height thing, brother. We're both rather vertically challenged.
I mean, okay, I'm not.
Well, it doesn't matter for you. You're married. I guess it doesn't matter for you. You're married.
Yeah. See, I'm short and I have a wife.
Okay, don't say you're short. We're the same height.
Farquaad.
Yeah, we're not Farquaad short. But I mean, we're the same height, but we're not.
Me and you?
What?
Me and you?
Yeah. If you don't have your puffy hair, we're the same height.
Yeah, I'm saying you have an inch on me.
Do I? I don't know.
But Farquaad, what a good. Well, because if you go through the whole franchise, I mean, Fairy Godmother, she was a good one.
She was a good one. She was a fun one.
I mean, her son is the villain in the third one, and the fourth one is Rumpel. What's his name?
Rumpelstiltskin.
Yeah, and if I had to rank them, I probably would go. I'm sorry to do this, but probably would go Godmother. What's his name? Farquaad.
Farquaad.
Stiltskin, then Rumpelstiltskin, and then her son, Charming.
Prince Charming. I just never can, like, I'm gonna be honest, like, because Prince Charming's technically also a villain in the second one, but he's such, like, he's a mama's boy, so, I mean, it's hard for him to take him seriously as a villain.
He's a funny villain, though. Like, he's funny. Like, when I was watching the third one, he's funny to laugh at.
Yeah, but, like,
stuff
he is funny to laugh at, but, like, if you look at, like, the other three, Farquaad is literally a king. The fairy godmother is, like, has all the magical power. Stiltskin is, like, a trickster. So it's like when you compare all four of them as villains, like, there's no place for Prince Charming to go other than 4. Like, there's no way you can't put him up higher because he's just not. Because he's goofy. He's a goofy villain. He's a funny villain, but he is a goofy. You can't take him seriously.
It's also like, what does he bring to the table that the other 3 already didn't bring?
Exactly.
Like Farquaad, he showed like how he has control of the knights and stuff. Like, he can see the Lord, King almost. For a godmother has magic. Rumpelstiltskin has those contracts and he knows how to trick people.
Yeah.
Charming have his good looks. You couldn't kill Shrek.
Exactly.
You couldn't kill Shrek, so you don't bring anything to the table when it comes out of this franchise of who's like you being up there. You're bottom that list, bro.
Have to be.
And everyone says like he is the best. No, then you're a mama's boy too, I guess.
If someone says that he's the best, then like there's one of two options. Either the first option is that they're young enough that they grew up on Shrek the Third. That's the one, right? Shrek the Third, where he's the villain.
Yeah, Shrek the Third.
So it's either they grew up during that time where Shrek the Third was the only one was the first one they saw, or they're just incorrect, completely factually incorrect. They just don't know what they're doing.
Or they're just a mama's boy, and like, you know what? I can relate to this. I'm a mama's boy too.
That is an option.
What would you say Donkey Shrek's chemistry throughout the franchise?
I mean, it's very similar to how a lot of guys have started their friendships. It's like, man, I don't really like this guy very much. He's kind of annoying, kind of a douche. The other guy's like, I love this guy. He's great. And then over time, it's like, I love this guy. I'm gonna die for this guy. Him and I, we're one and the same. Because, like, like on the bridge scene where they're like messing around and stuff, and Donkey's all scared, and Shrek's like, ha ha ha, very funny, very funny. That's a very guy friend moment.
That's my favorite.
That's one of my favorite
moments. Because that's some shit you would do, Aidan. That reminds me. Every time I watch it, I'm like, that's Aidan. Like, me and him around doing something, and I'm scared of it. People are like, oh.
Can't we settle this over a pint? It's a very me thing. Can't we settle this over a pint? Oh, no.
Dude, that's my favorite scene in the whole movie.
I used to recreate that scene a lot, like when they're in the ring doing all like fighting them all. I used to do that a lot. My pillow and we got into it.
And then the song that goes with it.
Oh yeah, great song.
Oh, was it Reputation? I don't give a damn about Red.
Yeah, Bad Reputation by Joan Jett.
Did you recognize the wrestling moves that he did?
I have to rewatch it just to do that. I'm gonna be honest with you, I don't reckon because I watched that scene, but I'm too busy like jamming out and everything. I don't really look at the wrestling. Like I know he does a few clotheslines.
He does do the angle lock. He does clotheslines. He does a power driver. He hits him with the chair.
You won't have to cut that out. I muted my mic on OBS.
Oh, you did?
Yeah, only you could hear in Discord.
Okay, good. Like I said, he does. The one lady said, "Hit him with the chair."
Hit him with a chair. That part was funny. Like he's actually hit him with a chair.
And Donkey at the end kicks him in the face. Oh, he's like, "Tag me!"
Yeah, that was funny.
And then what's his name? Shrek was feeling himself. He's like, "Yeah." He said, "I'll be here." He's "I'll be here to Tuesday" or something like that.
Yeah. It was funny. There's a lot of good scenes in Shrek. It's a classic for a reason.
And then what about Dragon and Donkey?
That's a funny relationship. That's a funny one.
So this, I'm gonna be a little not unset. So I saw this funny thing. It's like, so it said I trained dragon from Hiccup.
Yep.
How Game of Thrones, the girl said I raised a dragon.
And then Donkey was fucked him. I saw that one too.
And my question is, because he does have puppies. I'm sitting here thinking, how does that even happen?
I mean, game is game. That's how that happens.
It's like, I guess one Donkey does have that risk.
See, that's something that you get that is a life lesson for all the guys out there. If Donkey is good enough for Dragon and is able to satisfy Dragon, then any guy can do anything.
I would say another moment I do like is like a deep one. I'll talk more about it when we do our quotes. It's when Donkey and Shrek have that moment of talking of like. I'm not gonna say the quote because I love the quote and I want to talk about that quote more later on. Is when he tells him like the reason why he is the way he is. It hits because Donkey kept like he kept poking him like why do you hate people?
Yeah,
and like it's
you want what else is from this movie that is like something that everyone dreams about having?
What?
Those eggs. Those eggs look so good.
Dude,
Grilled those,
not even that.
Made those eggs on the rocks, man. That food looks
I'm not gonna
good.
lie, some of the food Shrek does make, I'm like, I want to try it.
Yeah, stuff looks good.
Like the stew, like you tell me you never want to try that stew he makes.
I'd try it.
Or the waffles, the Children's Fourth movie.
I do. There's a lot of stuff from Shrek that's really cool. Like his whole.
Is there a Shrek land? No, Universal.
There might be. They're adding on a lot of stuff to it.
Hey, Universal. I know you're not listening, but if you are Shrek Land, I'll go there.
All of Universal.
Too.
I mean, whenever like probably.
Hey, if anyone has connections.
After it opens up, probably depending on how stuff works, probably like a few years after, because I want it to be like a little bit less busy. I'm gonna go to Nintendo Land because they're having a Nintendo Land on Universal.
They're also having How to Train Dragon Land.
Yeah, but I see. I really want to go to Nintendo Land, and I would really like to go to because I think there's one in California as well. But I want to go to California, but like I really like to go to the one in Japan. But I mean that's a whole lot more travel than Florida. That's a whole lot more stuff to do.
True.
I still like to go to it though. I like Nintendo.
Do you have any more moments, Aiden, that you like?
What?
I know we talk about any more moments you like.
No, let's get right to the quotes. Some of the favorite quotes.
We'll get to the meat of it.
Right to the meat.
You want to go one? We'll start 1 and 5. We'll do that, Aiden.
Okay.
I'll go with the one since I can't stop thinking about it. Okay, the quote I was referencing to, like the scene, Shrek, it goes like this. I'm not the one with the problem, okay? It's a world that seems to have a problem with me. People take one look at me and go, help, run. I'm a big, stupid, ugly ogre. They judge me before they even know me. That's why I'm better off alone. That hits home for me a lot. It's deep because, like, I'm not saying I can relate to it, but, like, I can't, because a lot of people tell me when they first meet me, they think I'm weird or a dickhead, which I'm not either one. I'm a big sweetheart. Aiden should know.
It's true.
It's like people are easily to judge you before they meet you, and it hits home for me. Like, that whole scene's like, I feel for Shrek. Like, you feel bad for him because all he wants to do is fit in, but he can't fit in because he gets judged because he's an ogre.
Yeah.
I mean, you want to touch more on that, Aiden, or not really?
Nah. You got that one pretty well.
Yeah. Okay. Your next one? No, your first one?
My first one, I'm going to go the classic quote, the get out of my swamp, man. Classic. I mean, I feel that. Like, whenever people really annoy me, it's like, just get out. Just get out of my swamp. I'm
pretty sure I heard you say that before. Get out of my swamp.
Get out of my swamp. Yeah, I do say that. I say it because...
Yep, you do.
I have a very... Like, I don't have a very big social battery. So, like, and once it gets spent, I have zero problem telling people to just get out and leave. Like, I have no problem doing that. I'd be like, I'm done. Bye.
I should know. You've done that before.
I do it a lot because, like, my roommate, big social battery, and if I didn't be like, all right, I'm done, bye, or something like that, then he'd just keep talking forever, and I'd be like, dude, I'm tired. Could we be done?
Mm-hmm.
I'm tired.
Honestly, my second one. Hold on. I'm gonna do a voice for this. Go drop buttons. That's my second word.
Not my gumdrop buttons is a good one. It's a good one.
Because that one, that one is like that's one of them that will stick in your head of throughout the movie of like of not nostalgic of if you it's what's the word? It's a memorable quote. I loved it and it's funny. I mean, the gingerbread Gingy, he gets a small role in this movie, like really small, but he leaves an impact because at the end he comes with a candy cane for because his leg's broken off. He comes in with a candy cane and dance with like the what's it called, the cake topper.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, before we go on, I forgot the ending, bro. I forgot to talk about that. Ending's such a banger.
It is a banger.
When Shrek Donk sings, I believe, I believe, I believe, I believe, I believe. Hey,
yeah.
I will mention that real quick because I forgot about that. But anyway,
another quote, another one of my favorite quotes is the "Some of you are going to die, but that's a risk I'm willing to take." Or some of you will die, but that's a risk I'm willing to take. It's like based. I'll take the risk if you guys die, and I'll take. Oh no, sorry guys. Oh no.
That was not on my list, but I do remember saying that. I remember watching it. I'm like, that's fucked up.
It's so funny. I love it.
Okay. My next one is this is the part where you run away.
Oh, this is the part where you run away.
Because he says that in the first and the last one the first one he whispers like,
yeah,
and then the last one he yells it. He's like, this is the part where you run away.
Yeah.
But your next one, Aidan?
It's when they're going through the magic mirror and the headsman guy goes, pick number 3, my lord, but he holds up 2 fingers. It's like, pick number 3, my lord. I thought that part was so funny. I love that part so much.
Because he does it. Like, I do remember that, bro. It's such about that. Oh, bro, I forgot about that.
I like how we record these without like video, so it's just like describing it. It's like, pick number 3, my lord. It's like I'm holding 2 fingers.
Yeah.
Don't worry.
Maybe in the future we'll do video. But right now we'll keep it simple and less stress on both of us.
Because someone doesn't have a way to download the MP4s.
I don't know what that is, but anyway, my fourth quote. Ogres are like onions; they have layers.
It's a good one. I have that one as well.
Because then I like how Donkey keeps going like cake has layers. He's like, I don't care.
No
what
onions.
Everyone likes.
My next one.
Ogres are not like cakes.
My next one's in the morning I'm making waffles.
That is a good one.
It's a classic. Because waffles, because even Donkey knows waffles are far superior to pancakes.
They are. They really are.
Like, and if you try to say that I'm wrong, I will respectfully tell you that your opinion is invalid and you should no longer be able to vote.
Dang it.
Pancakes were a thing because it was during the travelers and they didn't have waffle presses. They only had a pan, so they had to make cake in a pan. If they had waffle irons, they would have made waffles because even they know it's superior.
True. My last quote. This one's close to the end when Shrek and Donkey are fighting, and he's like, "You stubborn jackass." That me watching as a kid made me fucking cry.
That one is funny
because that comes out of that comes out of nowhere. Like he just like, yes, donkeys are asses. The fact he's calling a stubborn jackass fits because he is an ass, and that's why the second time I mentioned him. My honorable mention would too be when he tells Fiona, "I had to save my ass," like literally donkey. But Aidan, your last one.
Hold on, I'm trying to remember the quote. It's when they're I can't remember the name of it. I can't remember the exact wording, but it's like when they get there and they smell the sulfur. It's like, did you fart?
Oh, he said, he said, whew, donkey, Shrek, was that you?
Shrek, was
it
that
was
you?
me, donkey.
Yeah.
You're dead. Hey, is that you, Aidan? Was that you?
Was that you? Was that you?
If it was me, donkey, you'll be dead.
If it was me, I couldn't remember the quote. I'm like, I remember it's when they're first arriving to the volcano place. I just couldn't remember the quote. So they smell the sulfur.
Yeah, but now our top 10 DreamWorks movies, Aiden.
Okay.
Right in the middle of it.
All right. We're into it. You go first, brother.
We're one through one down again.
Go 10 to 1. Let's go reverse order.
Oh, so I hope everyone knows I had not ordered this yet. And I'll be honest, I'm looking at all these. I'll be completely honest. Because like I said, we did right after. Like this is like a last minute plan. I ain't gonna lie. I'm looking at them.
Mine's also very rough order.
I'm saying thing like they're all so good, but 10, like out of the 10, it's hard to pick 10. It's like your favorite. It's like which one's your favorite kid? You know, I have one, so I have that's my favorite kid right now.
I have
right
0,
now,
so mine's pretty easy.
Okay, I think my number 10 will be Monsters vs. Aliens.
Number 10. Okay. Mine's higher. I like that one movie a lot more.
If you haven't watched Monsters vs. Aliens, it's pretty much Monsters vs. Aliens is in the name. But it's about this girl who gets these. She becomes a giant woman, what's her name?
What?
Ginorca is her name.
Her
name's Susan.
Yeah, it's Susan, but she becomes a giant.
But it's a good movie. If you ever watched House, he plays Cockroach. Dr. House.
Hugh Laurie. Yeah, Hugh Laurie.
Yep.
The actor's name.
But it's a good movie. I'm like, this is my personal opinion. I'm sorry, but the ones I'm about to say, I just prefer more. Doesn't mean I hate it. I do love it. I remember watching this as a kid a lot. But okay. Aiden, you're number 10.
Tyrese and Aidan will be very different. So my number 10 is probably I'm gonna go with the B movie.
Really?
It's a good movie, but it's a meme movie. Let's be real. That movie's all memes.
You like jazz?
Like the whole premise is silly. This woman falls in love with a bee. Like worker bees are women. Barney B or Barry B, whatever his name is, Barry B would have been a woman. He wouldn't have been a man because worker bees are women. Male bees are with the queen.
Well, I can't get Aiden much shit because that's my number 9. It's gonna be B movie.
That's fair.
I do like it. I do agree. It is a very meme movie. It has so many memes in it.
It's not a bad movie, but it is very much a meme movie.
And then what you think about it? The whole premise is about it has the honey, but the whole premise is about him wants to fuck a human.
Yeah, like the most relatable character in the whole movie is the boyfriend / ex-boyfriend who's like, what are we doing here? I don't remember his name, but he's like, what are we doing here? Like, what you liking a bee, bro?
Ken. His name's Ken.
Yeah, it's like what the? It's like what?
Actually, he had all the rights to do what he did because he even thinks the whole situation was weird. Because he's like at the dinner scene, he's like, I used to sit right there on yogurt night,
Yeah.
Anyway, Aiden, you're number 9.
My number 9, I'm Kung Fu Panda, the first one.
Really?
It was fine, but I didn't think it was as good as some other ones up here.
I'm not going to talk much about it. I'm not going to talk much about it right now. It's up there for me.
I'm going to let you talk about it. So.
Okay. I'll wait. Number 8. It has to be Chicken Run.
That's a good one. I don't think that's not in my top 10, but it's a good one.
I would say Chicken Run is a stop motion. What's his name? Mel Gibson's in it. I know he's big controversial. People think he's controversial, but he did a pretty good job playing this.
He may be controversial, but he's got some good movies. We Were Soldiers, Braveheart, good movies.
But this movie was really good. I like stop motion. There's another one that's up my top 5 list too. I'm gonna say it, but this movie was really good. The villain, what's her name? I don't remember her name, but there's a really dark scene in this movie when I can't really have this when takes one of the chickens and picks up the axe and you just know it cuts off its head.
Yeah.
And this is a fun kids movie. This is what I was saying earlier that DreamWorks has edge than Disney. DreamWorks doesn't care what they show because of those deaths. They fuck. Disney trying to play it safe.
Well, yeah, that's just the difference between the two. That's the way that DreamWorks has to stand out, is because like Disney's always been established as like the fantasy kids thing. That's what Walt Disney liked and wanted to create.
Yeah, my
number 8 is Megamind, because it's good. It's a good movie. I like Megamind. I haven't watched it in forever, but I remember liking it. A lot of memes of it.
Dang. That's your number 8?
Yeah.
That's not good. It's like coming down the meat of it. It's crazy for me. And I do like Megamind. I I'm trying to think. It might be up there for me. I'm thinking, because again, I'm doing it while go. So like looking at it, it's hard to narrow it down to it. But my number 7 is Flush Away.
That's crazy. That's my number 7 too.
Right?
That's actually insane. That's why I have my number 7.
Okay, we both can talk about it then.
Yeah.
Okay, first the voice cast fucking stacked, bro.
Yeah, it is. It's insane.
Yeah, Hugh Jackman plays really well as his I forgot his name. Not Rodney. It might be Rodney.
I'm really the characters.
No, I think of robots. Anyway, he plays. This movie was so good.
Is Robots DreamWorks? No, it's not.
No, Robots is Blue Sky.
Oh, thank God. So I'm like, if that's on the list, if that's one of them, I didn't have it on my list, I'll be upset because I love Robots so much.
But the one thing that sticked out to me that I thought was gross was you might disagree with me. It was the shits. Those are shit.
Yeah.
Those ain't slugs. That's shit. Someone trying to tell me, sit here and say those are slugs. Like, no, that's shit.
It's whatever. I mean, to be fair, they're all British, so it's fine.
Ian McKellen.
I do like Sir Ian McKellen. Sir, don't get it wrong. He's been knighted.
Oh, bro, he plays such a good villain as the Frog. Again, the Frog was a good villain to me. Like he kind of reminds me of Robin Hood, the prince in a way, the king. How he was a crybaby.
Well, Prince John. He's not a king. It was King Richard who was doing the Crusades.
He kind of reminded me of Prince John because, like, in a way, he is a baby.
Yeah.
The Frog, because he's obsessive. Like, my hero didn't love me. I was not loved. I was tossed in the toilet. Yeah, it's valid. I get why you're doing everything, but come on now. But since we both, you got anything more to say since that's your number 7 to Aiden?
Nope, you got it all.
Okay, my number was 6. 6. Bro, it's like the meat of it, bro. Okay. I love this movie. I do love this movie. I'm about to say next. I do. This is my number 6. I barely made it to top 5. How to Train Your Dragon. I don't know if it's up your top 5. It might be, or even your 6. But How to Train Your Dragon, I do love it. I do love the story of. I love the fantasy of Vikings living dragons. I love it. The live action, like we talked about our previous podcast. I'm gonna go watch it. I just don't have a deeper connection with this one that I do have the top 5 on my list. I do love this a lot. My brother loves it. Jay Baruchel plays a good Hiccup. And Toothless reminds me of my one dog I used to have in a way, and like a cat. He reminds me of a cat too. Not of my cat, just a cat. But I like it. It had a good story. I like the fantasy of it. And then like the dragons as a kid, I'm like, damn, that's cool. Like the concept of them coming up with these different dragons of catching on fire or like, they're just fat and lazy. Aiden, you're number 6.
Number 6 is Madagascar.
Really?
Yeah, I like Madagascar a lot, but I like a lot of... Because, like, yeah, I remember the way see, the rankings are harder for me because, like, I'm older now, so like, I think my tastes have changed a bit from, like, if I was given this list when I was, like, 14, 13, it would be a little bit different. But, like, now that I'm older and I've have seen more other movies and stuff, 6 is Madagascar. It's still a fucking banger. Still banger.
Okay.
Love the movie.
I am going to say this. So, while I was doing this, I'm not counting Shrek movies. The reason why I'm not doing that is because I love Shrek. And if I'm honest, all of them would have been on my list, if I'm honest. So, the reason why I didn't count Shrek. So, don't come at me at the comments saying, how come that's your number 1?
Oh, yeah. I did include one Shrek movie.
Okay, you're good.
It wasn't the first Shrek, but it was a Shrek movie.
I know. I just did this time around. I mean, when I do go over to Wild Robot, there will probably be 2 on my top 5. But my number 5 will have to be where is it? I just looked at it. Wallace Gromit, Curse of the Red Rabbit.
I never really watched the Wallace and Gromits.
Oh, well, the reason I have this one, I mean, I don't know why. This one I like so much, and it sticks out to me. Again, I do like stop motion, and that's probably what most of it. But I do like the story of like you get to know these characters, and then I never grew up on shows and stuff. But this movie I love. I haven't watched a new one that came out this year yet, but I do like Wallace and Gromit. The Curse of the Red Rabbit. It's pretty much what's the name? Wallace does an invention becomes the Rare Rabbit. That's the whole plot twist. But he becomes Rare Rabbit, and Rabbit's supposed to save him, like to help him fix it. It's a good movie. It has good moments. But you remember 5, Eden?
Prince of Egypt.
Case again. I haven't watched it. I can't have much to say about that.
Great movie. I mean, it's based on, Exodus, and it's based off of the Bible, so it talks about that. It talks about Moses and the freeing of the Israelites and everything like that. It's really good cast, really good music.
Nice. The cast is stacked. I know that.
A lot of good music too.
Mm-hmm. My number 4 would be Kung Fu Panda.
That's fair.
Okay, I know. That's what because now I can talk about it. Because I told Aiden I'm gonna wait to talk about it. The story was. I do like story. It's about this fat panda who doesn't know kung fu, and a lot of people laugh like he doesn't, but he always wants to. And he becomes Dragon Warrior, and throughout the film, people are like you're not, and then all of a sudden he gets gets ability to do it. I will say Tai Lung, and I Will Die on though, is one of the best DreamWorks villains. One of the best. Ain't the best. One of the best. As a kid, I couldn't watch this movie at dark because he scared me. He fucking scared me as a kid.
Fair enough.
And Jack Black played a good Poe. Jackie Chan's also in this movie. Angelina Jolie. This cast was stacked. I liked it. But Aiden, you're number 4.
Road to El Dorado.
That's on my list to watch. I need to watch it.
I need to rewatch it. It's been a while since I have watched it, but I like Road to El Dorado. It's good cast, good narrators, Elton John, good music.
It is.
Yeah, and it's good music, and you know how it be. You seen the girl. You seen the girl, right?
I know exactly what you're talking about.
Them hips.
That's all the thing I said. My childhood was growing hips, and it showed. People asked why I'm a thigh guy. That movie popped up.
Yeah.
Lilo and Stitch, his sister. There was a bunch of movies that popped up. I thought was funny.
Shell. Yeah.
My number 3 is Madagascar.
Yeah, that's good. Madagascar's good.
It is a good movie. I liked again.
Good cast.
I know I keep saying it. The voice cast through all the DreamWorks, they're stacked. No matter what, there's one thing I will say, and I will die on this hill that they have more stacked casts than sometimes Disney. Sometimes Disney, not all the time, and they do. All these DreamWorks movies I'm looking at, and then talking about them, they all have a stacked voice cast.
I mean, yeah, I'm not gonna die on that hill. I'm not gonna go that far, but it's good. They have good casts.
And this movie, I grew up on this movie. The penguins were my favorite part in the movie.
Of course,
Me and my brothers would call each other them. And then, I do like Alex is kind of selfish. He is kind of selfish that he cares. He kind of cares about himself in a way, and then wants to go home, and the whole kind of obsessed with meat. And then my favorite character, King Jillian, bro.
Because you like to move it.
Who doesn't like to move it?
It's a fair point.
And then more throughout the franchise is funny. But Aiden, you're number 3? 3? Yeah, 3.
I'm gonna go with the second Shrek movie.
Shrek 2.
Number 3. Yep.
See, like I said, if I was gonna do it, Shrek 2 would be my number 1.
I thought about having Shrek 2 as my number 1, but I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna bump it down a bit just because it is a great movie. It probably is. I don't know. I like it a lot, but I was also thinking back. I don't know. It's hard. My top 3 is hard. It can pretty much go in any order. I'm gonna be honest with you. It can pretty much go in any order. It's really hard to do.
I would say Shrek 2 is one of the better sequels out there. I don't know if you want to agree or disagree with me on that one, Aiden.
I agree.
Okay. My number 2 is Over the Hedge.
That's a good one.
I mean, because of the Disney podcast, we did talk about it. It was nostalgic, and that one dude you said, "I smell a marsupial."
I smell rodent. No, marsupial.
Dude, he's not even he's not even a villain. He's kind of a moron if you think about
he's
it.
just doing his job. He's
Yeah,
literally
like
doing his job. The
the
villain
whole
the villain
bit.
is what, Karen? Is that her name?
I think her name is Karen.
Uh,
Her and the bear.
yeah, but I mean, like it's more of her. Gladys Sharp. That's her name. Gladys.
I thought it was Karen.
I'm pretty sure it's Gladys. If I remember right.
No, it's the first Karen there ever was.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure her name's Gladys in the show, in the movie.
But I do like the fact that what was that?
I like RJ a lot.
I do like RJ. The bit I love the most is when they said, I saw amphibian. He's like reptile. He's like,
no, reptile.
because throughout the whole film they kept calling
marsupial. Sorry, not
they
reptile.
keep calling amphibian, and he's a reptile. And I do like Bruce Willis. He's good in this film.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, it's another pretty sad cast.
Carell is Hammy.
And Avril Lavigne's Heather.
Yeah, that's such a good movie. Dude, we got to talk about this movie soon. I love this movie so much.
Yeah, we'll talk about it soon.
Your number two.
My number two is Monster vs. Aliens. I like that. I love that movie a lot. Very nostalgic for me. I broke the disc. It's how much I watched it.
I do remember one of my favorite quotes from Bob.
Yeah, Bob's great.
Where he said, he looked at Mr. Link. He said, that's a girl. He said, look at his boobies. He said, we need to talk.
I like the one where the president's like trying to get his coffee. He almost presses one big button, but that's the nuclear button. The other one's the coffee button. That was funny.
Or when he said,
not
the things, eat lead.
Or he introduces himself to aliens. And he does the whole the whole synthetic piano thing, the keyboard solo. That was funny.
And I like he said, eat lead. He's like, I'm the president. I'm a brave president.
Yeah.
But my number one, Aiden. Oh, unless you want to talk more about monsters.
No. What's your number one?
Okay, this one is. I know it's about to be controversial for everybody because everyone's like, "Why is this your number one?" Shark Tale.
Interesting choice.
Okay, I'll explain it. The Shark Tale is kind of deep level for me. So I'll tell you now too. If when we do the DreamWorks draft, I'm gunning for this movie right off the bat.
It's all yours. I'm not taking it.
I'm going to miss. I'm scared someone's going to take it from me. If I'm the last pick, I'll pick. I'm going for it.
Well, guess what? It won't be me because I'm not a big fan of that movie.
Josh should be listening to this and be like, Tyrese, I won't take the movie because you said that. But
that's a funny joke. The funny joke you've said is that Josh is going to listen to this.
True. The reason I love Shark Tale so much, I mean, it's a story about, a fish, not a fish, pretty much about him trying to make it. Like, in a way, he's in the hood. He's in the hood trying to make it, trying to make these side things, but it's not going his way, trying to come products. He has a bunch of loans and stuff. He has people back. You have sharks who are supposed to be like his mob bosses too, like in a way. And it's about the story of him slaying one of the sharks. The main character, Lenny, played by Jack Black, and Will Smith plays Oscar. Lenny's brother dies, and everyone thinks Oscar did it. So he takes that fame. He's like, I killed that shark. And the sharks come to the reef, and he has to go slay them.
The sharks do what to the reef?
Fuck you. They go to the reef, and then he finds Lenny. Lenny knows he didn't kill him, so and also Lenny's vegetarian.
Wait, genuine question: can sharks come?
I'm looking it up. Actually, I think so because how do they have baby sharks?
No, they do with these sperm. Okay, yeah. I mean, I knew they were. I imagine they did. I just don't know.
One last thing I will say about this film too. So I was watching this video, and then I guess it's deeper level, and I didn't realize. So this movie's kind of coming out story for Lenny.
Okay.
I explained to a bunch of people, and they're like, "Oh." So Lenny is a vegetarian, right? And his dad doesn't accept him because he's a vegetarian.
As one dad shouldn't.
And he likes to dress up as a dolphin, like as something else. So they're trying to say Lenny's gay, and his dad won't accept him, and that he likes to, he's cross-dressed. Like, and they bring it up, like, so what? He likes to like at the end. So what? He doesn't like eat meat. So what? He doesn't like. He likes to dress up as a dolphin once in a while. Who cares? You should love Lenny for who he is. And I'm like, that is a coming out story.
Fair enough.
Aiden, I know what your number one is. It's obvious.
It is. What is it?
Yeah, it's Over the Hedge.
It is. You're right. It is. I
I
love that
don't blame
movie.
you. I don't blame you. You can talk about it. I don't blame you.
I mean, I don't really got much to talk about. We kind of covered it all. Great story,
I
great
mean,
acting, great moments. We'll cover it later in
and
the
then
podcast. We're just gonna talk about it too much now.
yeah, there's.
Old the
I'm
mystery.
telling everyone now. If we talk about so much animation because we love it. We do love animation, and I'm not gonna say sorry about talking about it so much because like you guys would enjoy us talking about animation. I mean, we have so many to talk about. So many, and there's so many to talk about.
And that's just American animation.
But, huh?
I said that's just American animation. Wait till we get. Wait till we
Oh
talk
no,
about.
dude.
Wait till we start
I
talking.
have-
Wait till we talk
and-
about some of the romance anime I like. Wait till we start talking about those movies.
I have one plan for us to watch Spirited Away because I never watched it and I want to.
I mean, it's all right. Can
You
we
like it?
I'm okay. This is a controversial take. I like Ghibli. I like some Ghibli. I like Howl's Moving Castle, and I like Princess Mononoke. I'm not the biggest fan of Ghibli. I prefer Shinkai's movies, which the ones I listed in the notebook about my romance movies. Those are the ones I prefer. Like there's nothing wrong with Ghibli. Ghibli definitely tends to be more of like the Disney compared to DreamWorks type of thing. Like Ghibli is way more it's more children oriented, which is fine. Now there is one Ghibli movie that I've only ever seen once because it is so depressing. And you can only pretty much get it like physical copy. So and that's Grave of the Fireflies, and it's a good movie, but yeah, I've only seen it once, and the only time I'll ever watch it again is if I show it to somebody. That's a movie I'm not watching over and over again because it's depressing. So
You told me about that. Is it about Is the Fireflies the?
It's about the firebombing of Tokyo. Yeah.
Yep, you told me about that.
And like the firebombing of Tokyo, which killed more people than the atomic bombs.
Also, because we're about to wrap this up, is Shrek. So I want to touch on Shrek real quick. Shrek, you watch on Peacock, I believe, and then DreamWorks movie drafts coming in March. I can't wait to talk. Can't wait to do that. We're gonna have Josh, but I think I might bring someone in for that, and I ain't gonna tell you who just yet. It could be anyone. It could be someone. It's definitely someone I know. But it could be my wife. It could be one of my close friends. Don't know. I plan on bringing someone up. And for that one, so a four of us competing of who's gonna win. And again, I know I talked this a while back. We're gonna know results of who won the Disney draft. So far, I think it's me. No offense, Aiden. Someone told me
I don't know where the thing is. Like, where can you vote on that?
So I'm gonna add to the Instagram. I don't know how I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna add an Instagram. I might just do a post again. Like, probably make a. I don't want to do a link. I might have to make a link or one will save it on the story of where they can go click on it and keep voting till like it's done. I think I can do that. I'll try to do that at the end of this, but I'll have people vote. I know because I showed my wife doesn't go on Instagram, but technically Josh does have a vote because she says she does like Josh's. I don't mind yours.
Crazy.
I should call her crazy. So, like I said, I'm going to bring someone in. I'm going to let Aiden know a heads up so he can get this all set up so we can see how 4 people will go on Discord.
That'll be easy on Discord. Discord would be easy. Discord takes a lot of people.
And like I said, future down the line, I do want to do Patreon, but not yet. I want to wait a year maybe and do it. And then that's why we do our exclusive episodes of us talk about more animation than usual.
It's also where we're gonna have that episode of the movie I downloaded. It's not a long movie.
If you haven't if you did not listen to the Final Destination podcast, you need to because there's kind of a joke in there that we made. Not a joke, movie that we couldn't talk about because Aiden wants to talk about the movie.
No, Aiden doesn't want to talk about the movie because he can't talk about the movie.
No, Aiden can't talk about the movie. He did get a description of it, and like the description is not the reason why we laughed. It's the name of it why we laughed. Watch people go look it up at the description. What movie is about this? But give us your thoughts about our top 10 list. I might post them because I'm already gonna post my top 5. I don't want to. I'll post Aiden's top 10 to make it fair. So because Aiden, I'll post Aiden's top 10. Let us know your thoughts about his top 10. My top 5 will already be on there by the time this comes out. So let us know about that. Let us know about your thoughts on Shrek. And please let us know what animation movie you want to talk about. There's several DreamWorks, Disney, anime. Just let us know. We'll definitely talk about it. We love animation. We're kids at heart.
True.
And I mean, do you have anything else you want to say about animation before? About that before I hang up. Before we hang up. Before we say goodbye.
Nope, that's it. Wrap
Okay.
it up.
Thank you guys for listening. You guys have a wonderful day. Bye.
Bye.